Welcome back to Because We Got High with Rhea, Kelly, and Bree. This is episode N, and I'm particularly excited to talk about this episode because I think oh, nice symbol you're doing there. Yeah, that's an N.
Yeah,
you got it. You got to get your nails done, but
I know.
you know what? I respect it as
hide
well.
Those nails away.
Yeah, no, but I respect it. This is episode N, and of course, Because We Got High is presented to you by OCB Rolling Papers, the best rolling papers in all of the land. I say this every single episode, and I truly mean it. I swear there is no better paper than OCB. Any other paper that somebody gives me or I come across, it just does not burn the same. It doesn't smoke the same. It just is not like OCB. They got the bamboo, they got the organic hemp, they got the cones that you can just stuff, tie away, or they got the booklets that you can roll your own joints, and of course the booklet trays, the rolling trays,
The rolling trays.
the rolling trays.
The rolling trays.
And you can go to ocbusa.com/high and get yourself booklets, rolling trays, all for way less, and it would usually cost $20 or more, but not in this case. So make sure you're smoking OCB, because that's the only thing we're smoking. And I swear to God, if I see these two hoes smoking anything else, I smack it out of their hands.
I would never even dream of it.
You wouldn't dream of it, because we're smoking OCB. So thank you, OCB, for sponsoring this podcast. It's time to talk about nostalgia. I love talking about things from the past.
Yeah, talking about things from the past is one of the greatest things you can do. It's just like everybody has their own experience in all of the things that we want to talk about, and everybody all they want to do all day long is talk about their own experience with something. Like if you just a random topic, toys. I want to talk about every fucking toy that I ever played with. I don't care if you play with them. I want to talk about my shit. That's why people love nostalgia so much. They love to talk about themselves.
Right, and it's like you'll tell your story about which toy you really liked, and then I'll be like, okay, but I had this toy that was like so much cooler.
And then I had this toy that was even the best.
Yeah. But what is, like, when you hear the word nostalgia, everybody has one topic that comes to mind. Now, everybody say it on the count of three.
Music?
No.
Sorry.
On the count of three.
On the count of three, okay.
On the count of three. 1, 2, 3. Disney Channel.
Oh, that's a school.
No, that's a great one.
Yeah,
School's
I think like
one.
elementary
these all
school.
work.
They're all good.
Yeah, like elementary school, and like think about picture yourself in your third grade classroom right now.
I can.
It's weird.
I can picture
Like
myself
if you
right
were
there.
a completely different little human, life was so different. It's really weird to think back.
What do you
about.
think?
I just
What do you
got
think?
chills.
Yeah.
What do you think
Oh, and
ties you to
tears.
that? Like, what is something that puts you right into that spot? Like when I think about third grade, I think like, oh, I'm sitting at my desk, I'm watching my. You're crying. I say you're crying because you're in third grade right
I
now.
don't like being nostalgic. It does make me sad.
No,
Yeah,
I
it is
guess
sad.
Noah was right. Like, I really
No, it is.
loved
He's
third
definitely
grade.
right.
No, third grade
Nostalgia
was
is
great.
sad. I think
of
about my third
times
grade
tables.
class, and all I can picture myself. I'm like 3 seats behind, and my friend Jimmy sits in front of me,
Oh, I
who I'm
can't
still friends with,
remember that
and then my teacher is
you?
sitting up at the front of the thing on like a stool reading us Harry Potter. That's like my favorite third grade memory. I have a couple of memories from third grade, but that's like a really vivid one.
Each year, I think if you go through like first, second, third, fourth, fifth grade, there's a few memories from each year that always just come
you
to
have like
mind.
the big 3, the big 5.
For some
Yeah.
reason,
There's
third
always
grade,
a significant memory.
Totally.
What was third grade so special for you for?
it
Yeah, why
wasn't.
crying?
Because you just almost cried.
No. I was just about to say, I can't give you a single memory from third grade. Why did I cry?
What
Maybe
grade
you're just
can
thinking
you-
about being young.
Did something happen in third
Yeah.
grade that I now blocked out, but I just
Maybe.
cried thinking
I
about
say
third grade?
maybe.
Maybe.
Maybe
What
you gotta
about
think
what
about
about
Fourth
fourth
grade.
grade?
Fourth grade.
You like
was
fourth grade?
fucking
Fourth grade was
awesome.
fun.
Wait,
Fourth grade was good.
Fourth grade. See, this is a story nobody really cares about, but I remember it. I was so like, I just cared a lot about talking, obviously, like to my friends, and sometimes school just came last. But I remember we were taking a test, and the teacher was like waiting for everyone to be done before she collect the test, and a few of us were really struggling for an answer on the last question. And I was really struggling, and I was sitting there, and I was like, and she was looking at all of us like, come on, it's so easy. Like,
God,
literally she was
no.
getting mad.
Finish.
And then she took us out one by one to signal the answer to us. Like, she was like, all right, I'm going to take the last few of you out one by one to try and signal you guys the answer. And that's it. Like, I can't help you any further.
Yeah.
So I watched as the other people went out, and she'd be like, and they'd go in and like, go in. I went out there, and she was like going like this. Like, she was like,
What was the
like,
what was the
no,
test?
It was a history test.
Okay.
And she was like this. She was like,
strike
and
out.
like saying other things.
Yeah.
I was like, I have no idea what you're saying.
You're like,
She
bitch,
was
you look crazy
she was
right
like,
now.
Long Island. The answer is Long Island. I literally was so upset because
Damn it.
she screamed it at me, like, because she was doing like this, like long, I just wasn't putting two and two together.
Okay.
And she was like, Long Island, we're on Long Island. And I was like, okay. So that was one of the memories I have from 4th grade.
That's
lovely.
my 4th grade teacher. It doesn't
And
sound
the Yellow
necessarily like
Jacket
your
story.
Oh yeah,
You guys know that one.
Yeah. My 4th grade teacher, I would say, was a bitch. Like I just didn't
Mine was
like
the
her.
best.
But it made me appreciate the class more, because you know how like when you have a bitchy teacher, you and your classmates are like, you gang up
Yes.
kind of. And so we were all just like, ugh, like she was such a bitch, like she was so annoying. But I remember feeling bad for her as I got older, because I remembered back to sitting in class and her always like crying at her desk. Like it was weird. Like she always would like go, which is a little ridiculous, I think. Like she would
was
go
going through something.
She was probably going through some
Something
shit. I know that she was
crazy.
getting in trouble like at school, and like like I don't know what was happening, but she was always like talking to other teachers, and all the other teachers were like gossiping about her also. Like it was a tough thing.
She was bad.
And so she would like go to the office, and we'd have somebody stepping in for a while, and then she'd come back and she'd be crying, but she would like put her sunglasses on and sit at her desk, and we all were like,
This is dramatic.
this is weird. Yeah, we're like, this
How
is a little
old was she?
weird.
Was she like older?
She was, I want to say probably like 30s, like
okay.
Looking
maybe.
for attention from the young kids.
Yeah, it was kind of
Sad,
crazy. Like she was
yeah.
just like, oh, and then she would like teach the class or have us read or something and like sit there with her sunglasses on. And I remember just thinking like,
She hung
I appreciate
over
the drama, but if you're gonna be that dramatic, you got to tell us what the hell is going
Yeah,
on.
what
Like
the
you got to
fuck?
clue us
Maybe.
in.
Maybe she
we
was.
we always thought maybe she was hungover, or in retrospect, I was thinking maybe she was hungover. But I really don't know. I would love to know what was going on in her life at that time, because it makes me think about
Something
4th grade like that,
traumatic,
like
yeah.
just like a really dramatic teacher and like all this other shit. But I think that school is such a people always think about nostalgia when they think of school, just because we all hated school so much growing up, or not everybody, I guess, but people like didn't really love school. But then when you think back about how easy shit was in school, like, oh my
was
God,
fun
like my
when you
whole
look
day
back
was
at
this.
it,
Yeah,
yeah.
you look back and you like it a lot. Like I hated
Yes.
school at the time, and
I
now
miss
I'm like, oh
school.
man, school was
Life
fun.
was so fucking easy.
I wish
So
I
easy.
appreciated it more.
Yes,
Me
of
too.
course.
But of course you're gonna hate school.
Yeah, because you have to
It's
wake
like-
up
Yeah.
and
But
go to school.
school would have been easier if we all just studied a little bit more. Like, you know what I mean? Like, I always think
I
back and
know.
I'm like, fuck, like school was so hard sometimes. It was like, well, Rhea, maybe if you opened up a book, things would have just
Yeah.
been a little bit easier. Also, you brought up like school is so nostalgic because we all kind of had that. Everyone had different experiences, but at the same time, so many people had the same experiences. Like, think
Yeah.
about this, like flexing your outfit when you went up to the pencil sharpener.
Oh, forget it.
You know what
Yeah,
I mean?
forget
Like
it, of
that's
course.
like everyone
Have to
Pulling
do
up
that.
the yoga pants when you're going up there.
Yeah, everyone
Yeah.
knows that feeling, walking up to the pencil sharpener, like
It is.
little things like that you just remember that everyone did, like the lunch patty, the chicken sandwiches at
Chicken
school,
patties,
the
yeah,
chicken
yeah.
patties.
Baby.
Everyone had the same chicken
Everyone had,
patties.
everybody had those really shitty like cheese stick pizza things.
Yep.
Like, did you guys
Yes.
have those? They're just like full of cheese. They
Yep.
were weird. I think also too with stuff like that, the pencil sharpener thing. I personally wish that I had treated school a little bit more like my own personal like TV show all the time. Like I did it sometimes, and especially when I was like getting up and doing something like that, or I had a cute outfit on, I wanted attention. Like I walked down those hallways like it was my fucking reality TV show. But I wish that I had the confidence that I have now, or like the I don't care about what people think about me then that I do now, because I would run that shit.
I thought you meant it in a way because this is what me and my friends did. We were really obsessed with the hills. And
Well, the hills, of course.
my-
I was older for the hills. but
Yeah,
yeah.
And it was like around, I was in like 6th, 7th, 8th grade.
Yeah.
And we were obsessed with the hills. And every day at school, I would be like one of the characters. My other friends would be the other characters. And in class, we would pretend like we were on the hills. Like,
Oh, that's
like
awesome.
Love that,
when
love
we
that.
in math, we would act like we were doing measurements for fashion class. So like we would just do
So it
different
was like
things
who is
like that.
so somebody's Whitney, like
yes,
I'm Whitney.
Yes. Like
Yeah,
me
yeah,
and
yeah.
like, and it depended. Like, we'd go to lunch, and then after we came back from lunch, we would tell our other friends what happened at lunch, like
Of
in a
course.
way that like that we were on the hills.
Right,
So
right,
that's
right.
in a way like
so let's break it down. Like what just
Yes.
happened at lunch? Like so and so
yeah.
was being so
and we,
weird.
And we
just
like would
acting
call
it
each
out.
other like Lauren and Whitney and Audrina and like
That's hysterical.
and just
That's
actually act like
hysterical.
we were in fashion school.
That's so
Love
funny.
that. We used to have like locker meetups, and like after like 4th period, we would all have our locker meetup, and we'd all gossip. That's
course.
so crazy. That's
You
like
had
out of a
lockers
movie.
in middle school?
Yeah.
That's-
eighth
We did
grade,
too.
only 8th grade.
That's sick.
We had lockers starting in 6th grade, and it was the coolest fucking thing. Like, all I wanted to do was decorate my locker. Like,
Mine was mini. Did you have mini or big ones?
We had
I had the half ones.
They were half ones. Or no. They were full length until 8th grade, and then they were half. And then after that, we didn't have lockers again. I didn't have them in high school. So it was like, no, our high school was too big, so we all had bags. Like, we all had the over-the-shoulder Vera Bradley bag, and if you didn't, you were a fucking loser. Like, that's just the shit that you had to have, you know? That was, everybody was using it for, like, their sleepovers, and I was using it, like, for my school books, and so was everybody else. It was ridiculous. It definitely gave me back problems, like, as an adult. Like, why didn't I just wear a regular ass backpack? Like, I had so many fucking books. It was crazy.
Remember when it was only cool to one strap it, and then it became only cool to two strap it?
Yeah.
Like, if you were one strapping it, you were a loser.
You're
right,
a
exactly.
weirdo.
Exactly.
Yes.
It was such a weird shift.
Do you remember the actual backpacks that were physically one strap across your
With
like,
your cell
middle
phone
school?
pocket in the front.
And you remember the
I
kids who
that in
had them.
elementary
Of course.
school.
And the only
course
cell
you
phones
did.
that fit in
And a
that
rolly
pocket.
backpack.
Lesbian.
I
Yeah.
loved it so much. It
The
was
only cell
awesome.
phones that fit in that backpack were like the old school Nokia ones with like
Yeah.
the thing at the top. Oh my God, no.
We
Those
like
were...
we all bedazzled ours at school. We would like bring our backpacks home and then we would bedazzle them and come in and show them off.
Of course. My locker was covered in photos of Paul Walker. That was my big...
Oh God.
I mean, I love him, obviously.
Speaking
Rest
of
in
Paul
peace.
Walker, can
But
we just do a little quick Vin Diesel walking?
I didn't see.
oh
the
my
video.
God, I wrote a little blog about that today. Vin Diesel walked Meadow Walker, Paul Walker's daughter, down the aisle at her wedding. It actually happened, I think, at the beginning of the month. We're just seeing photos now. I thought it was this weekend. But, I mean, holy
adorbs.
shit.
That
Talk
is
about
really-
nostalgia,
ooh,
like, all over the
chills.
place. Like, that was Fast and Furious movies, if you got really into them when they first came out, like you're in them. Like they
So they
seen a
had to have
single-
been
sit there.
boys
Are
in
you
real
kidding
life.
me? You have never seen it?
You've never
Rhea,
seen Fast and Furious?
You have to. You would love those movies.
Yeah,
feel
you
like
would.
I
It's
would.
very like
Fast cars,
dramatic,
fast
and
guys,
stupid,
fast
yeah.
women.
Paul Walker and
Paul
Vin Diesel
Walker,
together.
oh.
Oh,
He's just.
I can't believe. I honestly, now that
And
I'm
who
saying it
else
out
is
loud.
in it? Fucking.
There's no one else. Ludacris. I say Ludacris is in it.
Oh my God. I've been missing
Tyrese.
out.
There's a bunch of people that are in it, and it's Michelle. What's her face is great. Rodrigo, I think is her full name. She or not her. All of these people in this movie, like those movies came out when I was younger. It was probably the first movies I was ever interested in that were like, action movie, fast cars, whatever. And Paul Walker is just
He's a
God's
diamond.
gift to Earth. Like he was so hot.
Makes you physically
and his
uncomfortable
characters,
to look at him. He's so
right?
hot.
And his characters were always like sweet, but kind of like bad boy a little bit, but not bad
But
boy
like
in
a
a way
good
you didn't
heart.
like him. Yeah, like
Yeah.
a bad boy with a good heart. Like he was mischievous, and it was like you're so
That's my favorite- that's
cute.
my
Like
favorite
he
type.
was
Yeah.
always getting into trouble, but then he like always got out of trouble. And I just, oh my God,
That reminds me.
I love
That
him.
reminds me of Dylan Sprouse, Zach, and Sweet Life of Zach and
Oh
Cody.
God.
Oh
yeah.
my God. He was exactly
he
right.
always got out of
It's a
trouble.
big
Zach was so
crush on
cute.
him. If you look back and see how not
my
cute
God,
he was,
he just was not
No,
cute
he's
at all.
not cute at all.
we were
I-
fucking pussy jobbing for
I
him.
know.
No, oh my God, so
I really was.
legitimately
Every
the things
time.
I would do to Dylan Sprouse when I was a kid.
I have dreams that I remember about.
I
Dylan
had
Sprouse.
all over my walls.
hysterical.
I had Dylan Sprouse like posters.
Did you take them out of the magazine and put
yes,
them-
the
Of
J14
course.
magazine, Tiger Beat, and I had a. You know how like people have vision boards?
Yeah.
As a kid, I had one, which I should do now, but like this is low key. I don't know. Maybe I like manifested some
Manifested?
things.
Yeah,
But I had like
probably.
a vision board on my wall, and it was like things I want to do when I grow up, things I want to be, things I want to be. It obviously said actress. Like
Right,
we're
of
like
course, yeah.
we're gonna get there one day. And it was like who I'm gonna marry, Dylan Sprouse. Like so, still to this day, I'm like, did I plant that seed really early on? And then one day I may end up with Dylan.
I mean,
Sprouse?
Dylan's single right now. No, Cole is the one with Barbara Palvin.
No, Dylan's with Barbara
Oh,
Palvin.
Dylan's
And I
doing-
love Barbara Palvin.
Me too, that
she was one of my
sucks.
favorite models.
They're
So I was
hotties
like, you know what? I'm
together.
happy
Yeah,
for
that's
them.
tough. That's tough.
But I
But now
was
Cole
obsessed-
is,
But Cole is hot and cool
now.
and,
Oh my God.
and Jughead
No, but they're
Jones.
all hot.
So
But you know, like
all hot.
people
Yeah,
had
they
boy
are.
Two
band,
of
like
them.
people were obsessed with boy bands.
Yeah.
I was just really obsessed with like TV shows and actors and
Me
like
too.
Yeah.
Sweet Life of Zach and Cody was my everything. I obviously loved Hannah Montana. Like if
Yeah,
you were to
yeah.
ask me Hannah Montana or Sweet Life, it's very hard to decide. But part of me wants to say that I loved Sweet Life more just because of how
No, that was my number one
in
show.
love I was with Dylan Sprouse.
I
Like,
thought it
Sweet
was
Life was
so
a fantastic
cool and
show.
funny.
It was
and
so
every boy in my
cool.
class, like they used to have long hair, and I'd be like, "Oh, he reminds me of Dylan."
yes. Oh my God. And I
God,
like
I have a
every
crush on
time
him
you
just
go to
looks like
Yeah.
Dylan.
every time you go to a hotel, you're acting
Oh
like
my
you're in
God,
Sweet Life of Zach
yeah.
and Cody.
Of
Like,
course.
oh, it was just my entire life. Like, I just loved Sweet Life of Zach and Cody so much. And they made Sweet Life on Deck. And, like, this is what I think of when I think of nostalgia is Disney Channel because my life revolved around Disney Channel. Like, what I did on the weekends.
Yeah.
Like, Friday nights, 8 p.m. and 8:30. You know,
Yep.
you got new episodes of whatever show was coming on. I had a TV in my bathroom. I would go in the bath and I would watch the TV in the bath. And I was like, I was in middle school. I don't know what I was doing. Or like, I'd be like, oh, I'm going to take a shower at 8 p.m. because like that's when the new episode comes out. I'm like,
Yeah.
my
This is
whole
awesome.
New Year's Eve, my parents used to have the best New Year's Eve parties at my house. Like I remember they'd get rowdy.
Just like big blowouts.
Blowouts. I would sit in the basement and watch the Disney Channel New Year's Eve special where they would always play the Christmas at the Tipton episode.
Of course.
And that's how I spent my New Year's Eve.
Episode.
I didn't need anyone else around me. I just needed my Disney Channel family.
Just needed Zach and Cody.
They were.
I sound like a freak. I love them so much.
I don't think that you're a freak at all. I think that that's how those shows were. Like they were so captivating. Everyone was so cute and so sweet, and they were like silly, but not. They were like smart silly, where you didn't feel little kiddish watching them. Did you guys ever have a moment where you switched from watching Nickelodeon to Disney Channel all the time, or did you guys ever have like a Nickelodeon?
I
did go through a
loved
Nickelodeon
Nickelodeon
phase,
as
yeah.
well.
Yeah.
Big Jimmy Neutron girl.
Yeah, Jimmy
Love
Neutron,
Jimmy Neutron.
Fairly Odd
Victorious,
Parents,
iCarly.
Victorious.
Yeah.
Zoe 101 was just like
Zoe
the
101
best.
is such a good fucking show. That show was
and they had
amazing.
like really good like cartoons.
I always put Disney
Yeah.
on first, and if I didn't like the show, then I would go to Nickelodeon.
Yeah.
Always. And then if there was nothing on Nickelodeon or Disney, you just have to kind of
Cartoon
check out
Network.
Cartoon Network.
Of course.
In the middle.
And just
But you
hope-
were never
And
thrilled.
just hope that it's not Courage the Cowardly Dog.
Yes.
Like I fucking hated that
You
show.
were never thrilled with what was going on Cartoon
Never.
Network. but
The only
you
Cartoon
stopped
Network
by.
show that you'd stop for is Ed, Edd and Eddie or Johnny Bravo. Those are
Yeah.
the shows
Ed,
that
Edd
I
and
always
Eddie was
stop
fire.
for. Yeah,
Dexter's
Ed, Edd and Eddie's
Laboratory.
Dexter's Lab, always. Powerpuff Girls, always. Actually, there's a lot of good Cartoon
There's a lot of
Network
good
I
ones,
would stop for. But there was a time for sure where Disney Channel was still kind of like a little like kind of little kiddish until these good shows started, because they didn't have these good shows. The only ones that they had, the only thing that Disney really had for a while were all of the original movies, like all,
Yes.
Luck of the Irish, like those
movie was
incredible,
sick.
so good. I remember the lead up for what movie? Double Teamed with the two, which is
scandalous.
Which, by the
Yeah,
way,
which, by the way,
fact
like,
they
let's
named
think
that
about it.
Double Team, like
It's kinda
let's
crazy.
Oh, is that the twin
That's the
basketball
twin basketball
girls?
players,
Yes.
yeah.
Double
And so
That's
double
fucking
team.
crazy.
And I remember them
Eiffel Tower
hyping up
next
that
movie.
movie for, I don't even know how long they hyped it up for, but I just remember being like, oh my God, these two twin girls are going to be playing basketball and it's going to be amazing. And I waited for so long for that movie to come out. And when it finally did, I remember sitting in my living room, like having all the lights right. I had popcorn. I was so fucking ready. And I thought it was the best movie I've ever seen in my life.
Yeah.
Like waiting for the Disney Channel original movie premieres was like, it felt so good. It felt
I don't
so
think
good.
we'll
When
ever
High
feel
School Musical-
something
no,
like
you
that
won't.
again.
Because they just hype it every time you
High
watch
School
it. Every
Musical,
single
dude.
Waiting for High School Musical to come out.
Holy
And then,
like, the last
we had a
day-
party at my
Oh my
friend's
God.
house. We had a party at
I
her house
watched that
waiting
shit
for it.
alone in my basement, and
Yep.
the whole day leading up to it, I made like. For some reason, the way they sold High School Musical in the trailers, everyone knew that shit was going to be an absolute hit. They must have put
Yes.
some subliminal messaging in there, because I remember running around my house being like, sitting in the lunchroom with my friends, and I did not even know any.
Yeah.
I was making up songs before they came out because I knew how much I was going to love High School Musical.
They really fucking
I
sold
think
it.
They
that
did such a
Disney
good job.
Channel took a turn into the right direction with Even Stevens.
Even Stevens
God,
was
yeah.
so
That
fucking
little
funny.
motherfucker was crazy.
Even Stevens was so funny. It was also the same time as like Lizzie McGuire
Yes,
was right at that
That's
time.
So Raven.
Lizzie
That was
McGuire,
awesome.
That's So Raven,
That's Raven was
so
my
fucking
number two
good.
after
Phil
Zack
of the
and Cody.
Future.
Phil
People
of
don't
the-
talk
that was
about
my
enough.
Alison
biggest crush, my
Michalka?
biggest crush ever. Oh my God.
Phil the Future. No,
Literally,
he's
still-
so
I'm
cute.
still like, I have a crush on him. He's so
What is he
hot.
up to these days?
Yeah, I don't think he's hot anymore.
What is his name?
though.
Ricky something?
It's like, yeah,
Ricky-
right.
Ricky Ullman.
Ricky.
Dude,
Ricky Ullman.
I used to like
Wait,
watch that show and be like,
Revive Ullman.
holy shit.
Revive Ullman?
I'm freaking out.
Ullman? Yeah, that's Phil. That's Phil.
Ravi is not Ricky Ullman. He went
Oh
by
no,
Ricky.
sorry,
And,
Revive.
and Allie
Ricky
from Austin.
Ullman, yes.
Allie and AJ were there. I mean,
Oh my God, Cowbells.
yeah, Cowbells was so
Cowbells was such a
Alison
good movie.
Michalka, yeah, Alison Michalka was great. I was obsessed with her. She was one of the first like girls I
was
saw on TV that I was like,
sick,
oh
yeah.
fuck, like that
Yeah.
girl is hot.
Right, like, I
what's the
wanna
deal?
look like her.
Yeah,
and
for
she was
real.
so cool.
So cool.
Oh, what happened to him?
What's wrong with him? Is that
Oh,
Kim
he made out
Kardashian?
with Kim Kardashian.
What?
Oh.
Ricky Ullman.
Let's go.
Phil of
I
the
knew
Future.
he was
When did they
boss.
make out?
Can we get
That's
details on that
amazing.
make out?
Wow. I mean,
Damn,
he's
this
so
should've been
cute.
me.
Oh, he was just.
Did you like Sweet
He had
Life
a little
on Deck?
mole. Oh, actually loved it.
Yeah, so good.
It's when Debbie came in.
Debbie.
I think
Remember
she-
Debbie's audition tapes?
Yeah.
When they would
Those are
play them on
bad.
Disney
Oh,
Channel?
yeah.
Oh, this
Those
is
are so
this
bad.
is talking nostalgia, and I'm not making fun of it. I want to preface that before I say both of these things.
Mm-hmm.
Two things. Once again, not making fun of it. I know it's serious, and I just want that on record. when everyone found out Nick Jonas had diabetes.
Oh my god.
That was
my
that
God.
was insane.
That was show stopping.
That
World
was
fucking
the
stopping.
most
Wasn't that-
dramatic event of like
Didn't
our
they have like a
lifetime.
fucking
that-
TED talk about? He
It
was
was-
like, I have diabetes.
It was like a, it was like
it
a
was
big
so
announcement.
intense. And
it was like an
every-
announcement, like we have a
Yes,
sad
it's a
announcement
PSA, yeah.
to make, and it was like a PSA. It was like a diabetes awareness.
And everyone
situation.
lost their minds about it.
And then he came out with the
And
song
then-
about diabetes.
Yes. Bella Thorne being dyslexic.
Oh my god.
When they
my
would play
God.
the
Yes.
PSA commercials.
Yeah.
That's
Which
too bad.
that was insane because they made it seem like Bella Thorne being dyslexic was just like on the same plane as Nick Jonas and his diabetes. Like
Yeah,
that
they were
was-
like
yeah.
trying to
it
play
was,
that
like,
out like
equal drama, and it was like,
Yeah.
no, I'm pretty sure Nick Jonas with diabetes is like a
Was
little bit
way
more than
more
Bella
serious.
Thorne like having a
Yeah.
hard time reading.
What about
every
Shake
once
It
in a while.
Up? That show is.
you know
Shake It
I
Up,
auditioned for Shake It Up.
Oh, wow.
You
Who
did?
do you want to be?
Shake It Up and Ant Farm.
Damn.
Ant
Yeah.
Farm kind of good.
I was on the cusp.
I don't
though,
know
like,
Ant Farm.
I
Ant
liked
Farm
Ant
is like when
Farm.
I started to like well, I loved Good Luck Charlie, and that kind of came around the same time. Good Luck Charlie was awesome.
Yeah.
I kind of started to lose interest, and I would only watch like Good Luck Charlie, and I would obviously watch the reruns of the other shows.
Yeah.
But then it started getting like, the show started
Corny.
sucking.
They
Like
got
what?
that
Like
corny.
Good
there
Luck
was a
Charlie. I didn't
gold-
like Good
yeah,
Luck Charlie.
There was a golden era of Disney Channel, and it was when all those shows were on. But it was also because of the drama and the friendship that all those people had together.
100%.
Like they
They kept
started
doing
losing that, but
cameos and
like
shit.
Miley
Yeah.
Cyrus, Demi Lovato, Selena Gomez, the Jonas Brothers, absolute megastars.
We're
Like
forgetting about Wizards of Waverly Place.
yeah,
We didn't
like
shout that
Wizards
out.
of Waverly
yeah.
Place, obviously fucking
Fantastic
awesome
show.
show.
Fire.
Alex Russo, funny, very
Hilarious.
funny
Very
character,
funny, very
Still to
cute.
this
still
day when
very
you watch
funny.
it,
Yeah, it holds up. These people, yes, like the people that have been on Disney, like Dove Cameron, whatever, are stars and they have their big following. Not in the way that Miley Cyrus, Demi Lovato, Selena Gomez, Jonas
No.
Brothers, Zac Efron, Ashley Tisdale, Vanessa
Not
Hudgens,
even
all
close.
those people
No.
took off in a entirely different way. They were like the biggest stars on the planet.
They were.
Yeah.
You're absolutely correct. They were the biggest stars on the planet, and someone like Dove Cameron, like I know who she is because of this job, whatever. I would not know. I'm too old for
Yes.
Dove Cameron. I never was paying attention
watched
to
her
that. I
live in
never.
that show.
And all of these people, like my parents know Zac Efron. My parents know.
Like your
Selena
grandpa
Gomez. Yeah,
knows
my
Miley
nana-
Cyrus.
Yeah,
right,
and they know
exactly.
High School Musical too.
Yeah,
Exactly. Yeah. Like my Nana's seen High School Musical a couple times. Like it's shit like that where you don't even at that time. You're right. Everybody in Disney Channel was. You go on Disney Channel, you're the biggest star in the world.
Yeah.
Like it's
You know,
Yeah.
it was one stepping
Now
stone
Disney
and it was
Channel's
Disney
like a
Channel.
stepping stone to
right?
like try to
And then
become
they-
something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
was
I mean,
crazy.
Zendaya is an absolute megastar, so we got to
Oh,
give
she's
her the
crazy,
credit.
yeah.
But like Bella Thorne too, like they
Yeah.
were on the cusp of that. Of
They're
like
on the out.
when you
outskirts.
Like I
still
never
become,
watched it. I
like-
never watched. It's Shake It Up, right? Is
Yeah.
the show? I
Yeah.
never watched that show. It was like a little too.
Yeah. I
it was,
kinda
it was
liked
too
it.
young for me.
I liked it, and then I like fell off a
Then
little
we grew
bit.
up a
Yeah.
little. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's how I feel. Yeah, that's how I felt about Sweet Life. I like Sweet Life a lot, but I watched it 'cause, like my brother was younger
Yeah.
and he liked it and whatever.
You know, High School Musical 2 is the highest grossing Disney Channel original movie,
As it should.
Is it? I believe.
or
that.
like the highest premiere. Sorry,
is
not highest
Smart is
grossing.
Smart House up there because Smart House should be
I
up
don't.
there.
I think
Smart
a
House
lot
is
of people.
so good.
You know what else? is
No,
up in
it's
the
Sky
suburbs?
High.
Sky High.
Oh, Sky High. Was that a no? That was a real movie. That wasn't just
I think
Disney
Sky
Channel
High
original.
was real. But
That was real.
That was
but
a real
it's on
movie.
Disney Plus.
That had Kurt Russell and what's her face in it?
Nicholas-
Nicholas, it
Greg
had
in it,
Nicholas
too.
Braun
Nichol-
as well.
Of course, Nicholas Braun. We know that. But Kelly Preston, rest in peace, was the mom, and that had like legitimate movie stars in it. Like that was a real movie for sure. But Sky High,
Stuck in the Suburbs. I loved it.
Stuck in the Suburbs was great. God, there were
Remember
just so many good
Minutemen?
ones.
Minutemen.
Yes.
That was like
Yes.
the best movie
Yeah.
They
What
were
about the
all
one
so
where
good.
Read it and
he
weep.
turns into a mermaid?
The 13th Year.
The 13th Year. I loved
Year.
that
movie.
one. That one
Wow, I
was
can't
my
believe I
favorite.
pulled that. That was one of the Lawrence brothers, the youngest
Yes.
Lawrence, Andy Lawrence or something.
I thought that
Eddie's
movie was
$1 Million
sick.
Cook-Off. The dad just hates women.
Oh yeah,
Absolutely
Eddie's $1 Million
despises
Cook-Off.
women.
Holy
the,
shit! I
The
forgot
entire
about that.
movie is just him just being like,
Just being such a
Eddie,
dick.
you can't cook. That's for women.
It's like you're just a sexist.
It's just like looking, but then at the end,
This
his
is sexist
dad joins in on the
motherfucker.
cooking competition.
Oh, of
but like
course.
the whole thing is just so like watching back is obviously once again one of those things not funny, but funny. Like you're like, damn, Eddie's dad really just
yeah, he was a pretty
fucking-
fucked up guy.
Fucking
Yeah.
hated women.
Imagine like being given that script and being like, "Hey, you gotta act like a real chauvinist for a little while." Like,
Yeah,
that's
he
what's
was
gonna
probably
happen
like,
here.
yes.
Yeah.
Like, I don't need to
At
act.
that time.
This is me. Yeah.
Seriously. Speaking of food, what about foods that make you nostalgic? I feel
Cosmic
like
brownies.
Cosmic brownies.
Brownies,
Yes.
Yes.
yeah.
What do they
Those bring
remind
me
you
back.
of? The gas station. That's the only other place I've ever gotten them.
I just feel like I ate them a lot as a kid.
Yeah.
Bologna and cheese I still eat to this day, but that
Bologna and
reminds me
cheese,
of being
of
a kid.
course.
Bologna,
Coffee
cheese,
cakes.
pickles.
Bologna,
Chips
cheese, and
before
pickles.
school.
Coffee
I coffee cakes and a Sunny D every morning.
Yum,
Little
coffee
muffins?
cakes, the
Little
little tiny
muffins,
ones.
yeah.
Yeah, those are so
Little
good.
muffs?
Yeah.
I feel that way about
Fruit
almost
roll-up.
every snack that I get now. Like I have taken all my nostalgic foods and just brought them into my real life now. Like Pringles, just like regular bags of chips, any
we
kind of
have 'em
snack
here.
stuff.
Yeah.
We have some of that stuff here.
All right, speaking of foods and how they make you nostalgic, I also think like foods around holiday time make me nostalgic. And there's nothing like coming home, cooking yourself a nice meal, and there's like leaves falling off the windows, and you're like, ooh, I want to eat
Yes.
something good. But I'm not that good at cooking, and that's why we have I said Haley Darvis. I just got Bella Thorne. I just
Darvis.
Bella Thorne that shit.
Damn, Bella.
We have Daily Harvest.
We have Bella Thorne on the podcast
Yeah,
this
we
week.
have Bella Thorne here doing our ad read for us. So we have Haley Darvis. And no, Daily Harvest is fresh, clean food. It's super easy to make. They have smoothies. They have bowls. They have the new broccoli cheddar soup, which is amazing. It's good. It's easy. It's in your fridge. They have the smoothies. It like comes in like this container. You throw it in the blender. It's good. You like the flatbreads. I know that.
Love the flatbreads.
Love the
Easy.
flatbreads,
There's nothing
too.
like a good meal, and also it's good for you. I know that we're all like getting a little bit older and we can't eat all the shitty things we did when we were younger. So check out Daily Harvest and you can enjoy this time of the year even more. So go to dailyharvest.com, enter code HIGH to get $25 off your first box. That's code HIGH for $25 off your first box at dailyharvest.com, dailyharvest.com.
I'm trying to think more specifically. Mashed potatoes make me weirdly nostalgic. I think because like holidays, you know, my mom is always making mashed potatoes every holiday we have, so I always am nostalgic and feel like warm with mashed potatoes. Chicken noodle soup, I suppose.
What about the weather? Like the way that the weather feels really sets me to a weird, like sometimes the weather will put me in a place where I'm like, oh, I don't like this at all. Like it will bring me back
100%.
to a really sad place, and I'm like, holy fuck. Like just something like the smell in the air.
That
I'm on
happened
the
to me when I
cusp
was
of that
home
right
this
now.
weekend. It was like you can smell a memory, and then you're like,
Yes.
ooh, fuck, this is weird.
Yeah, and you want to go back to like now. You're like, bring me back here.
1,000%. I have it's literally happening right now. Fall time in New York. I have like over the years has meant different things to me, but like there's one specific like fall in New York that was like a pivotal moment in my life. And so now every time fall rolls around, I like find myself getting back into old habits of that time. Like, you know, I just am like, oh, this weather makes me know that I have to act a certain way. So this is how I'm going to act. Like that's just, it controls my mood entirely.
Yeah.
The weather controls my moods at all times.
Yeah, and there's a smell. There's like a
There's a
smell.
smell.
to
There's
it.
a specific
It's like,
smell. It's like in the back of your nose or something. Like
Yeah,
something about it comes
you get
to
like
you.
a weird feeling.
Yeah, it's really weird. That same thing too with smells about like what about like Home Depot? Like I feel like Home Depot smell makes me nostalgic as like a kid running
Your
around.
dad's like, we gotta run to Home Depot.
Want to come to Home Depot?
The
Want to go to
amount of
Lowe's?
times- The amount of times I went to
Yeah.
fucking Home Depot with my dad.
I know.
Where was my brother?
Thousands. Where was my brother? I say all the time. I'm the
Why
only
were we
bitch.
always at Home Depot?
I'm the only bitch at Home Depot. I know everything is in Home Depot. I know about all the
Did you guys
doorknobs.
get excited to go? I hated going.
Oh, I
to
loved
Home
it.
Depot.
No, I liked
Oh,
Home Depot.
hated it.
And
I
you know
couldn't
why?
wait.
Because it helped us later in life because we're handy women.
We are very handy.
I'm
women.
very handy.
I'm also extremely handy. And yeah, you put together all kinds of shit.
I do.
I remember
have.
doing that.
Yeah.
I remember. Yeah, no, I'm handy as fuck, and it's definitely because I was at Home Depot. Something about Home Depot.
Definitely not, because I'm handy too. What did you guys put together? Fucking heroes
Well, no,
when
I
you
just
went to
know
I
Home
would
what
Depot?
help my
is.
dad after when we'd run to Home Depot. We pick
Yeah.
up what we need to do, pick up some spackle.
Okay.
We'd come
get the
home.
spackle.
And then you put it all together.
And then I'd help my dad.
The greatest smell ever.
Yeah.
Get the
Home
right
Depot's
nuts
good.
and bolts. Get the wood.
The mulch. You guys like the
Yeah.
smell of mulch? It
The
always
mulch
reminds
smell?
me of like
So
I
specific,
love
yes.
that. A nice good smell. Of
You know
mulch.
that like when the spray when it like sprays
Oh yeah,
out.
Caulk.
yeah.
Caulk.
The caulk.
Yeah.
The caulk.
I remember my dad
power
saying that as a
washer.
kid and me being
I mean, like,
The what?
excuse me, Dad, I'm a kid.
what about grass?
Grass is a nostalgic smell for sure. Grass, though, I love the smell of freshly
Trampolines.
cut grass specifically. I feel like it gives me bad allergies. you know?
Trampolines.
Yeah, trampolines. Are so
Trampolines
nostalgic
in
for
the
me.
fall.
Yeah. With
Trampolines
some
in the
leaves
fall.
on it.
Oh,
Leaves.
Oh, I'm going back
Crunchy,
to
I'm getting
a good
upset
place
now,
now.
So
Yeah.
a bad place though.
I'm going back to a good place, but it's making me sad because I want to go back.
right. No, it's
Yeah.
good. Like I only have good memories of that, but I'm also thinking like
What about a sock?
that feels like another life.
Did you guys play soccer when you were little? I feel like everyone played.
I played soccer when I was little for like a minute. Yeah, that was, but it
Soccer was
wasn't
a big
a
part.
good memory. Like it wasn't a
Oh.
bad memory or a good memory. It didn't stick long enough. I just know that I did it for a little
Soccer
bit,
hits
and I was
for
not
me.
bad about it. But that was in like an old gym somewhere. It was like a rec situation. And so I had never been there. It was like some random school. I'll have to like ask my dad where even it was. I'm sure it's some like the middle of wherever in New Jersey. And it was t-ball, soccer, and ballet, which was weird because I don't, it was like a rec center thing and there were little classes.
Sounds like a rec
and
center.
It was bizarre. And so I did the soccer. I was decent at it, shockingly so. Nobody else was like moving or getting energetic. Like I was the only one that was just doing shit. And I kept thinking maybe I'm doing it wrong because like no one is doing anything but me. Like I was just kicking them in. Like I just felt like I was the only one there. And then t-ball I was okay at. And then the ballet, I had already taken a ballet class. So I was like, oh, this is like weird ballet. Like I had taken a nice one at like a studio with whatever. I was like, I don't want to do this weird ballet.
Poor kid ballet.
Yeah, literally I was like, I don't want to do these poor people ballet.
poor shit.
And so we left. I told my dad, I was like, I'm all set on all of these things. So let's just go home. Like,
You
this is
brought up
crazy.
gym. What was your guys' favorite gym class activity? Because gym is like,
Oh,
Gym is-
Doctor and
gym is
Spy.
tough,
You guys play Doctor and Spy?
Oh, where you have to be, they have to go around and like fix you up and bring you.
Yeah, with like a ball, but you don't know who the doctor is and
Yeah,
you don't know who
yeah,
the spy
yeah,
is.
yeah.
That shit was lit.
That shit was so fun.
Yeah.
It was so
What
fun.
about you?
I didn't like love gym class. I'm going to be completely honest. I
had cool gym teachers, so it was fun.
I remember a weird time with my gym teacher. He was only there for like a year and he was like a young, like, because you know you have your gym teachers that are there for a while and then they went through a phase they had to find a new gym teacher and then so they had like one guy come in for a year and he was like youngish, like I guess kind of good looking, I don't know. And he
was kind of young and like I guess he was kind of good looking.
I'm looking
okay,
back now, I'm like, okay, I guess he was.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
I sat out of gym class. I'd pretend I had a tummy ache and I sat next to him and I don't know why I remember this. He put Airborne in his cup and he just turned to me and goes, listen to this pop. And just put it in my ear.
What?
And I don't.
What in there?
He put the Airborne in the water and he was like, listen to this pop. And he like put it to my ear and I was like,
Was it Airborne or was it like Alka-Seltzer?
Alka-Seltzer, Airborne, whatever.
So this man's hungover at work,
Yeah.
drinking an Alka-Seltzer and coming up on the kids being like, listen to this sizzle. Like,
I remember sitting there being like,
That's weird.
cool. Like that's like one of the
like,
that's like
that's
something
cool,
I
man.
remember
That's
from
chill.
gym.
How old were you?
I don't remember what
weird.
year this
My
was.
fifth grade gym teacher got fired for being a pervert.
Oh, fuck.
Classic gym teacher.
Classic gym teacher.
Classic
He was so
gym
creepy. He
teacher.
was bald with just straight up like fucking what is that called? A goatee? But like
Goatee.
a long
Goatee.
one.
Oh, no.
And
Gross.
straight up bald.
Yeah.
Oh, gross.
That's
yeah.
Did
terrible.
you guys have computer class?
Of course,
Fuck
we
yeah,
had computer
computer
class.
class
I think
was
was
so cool.
was my favorite class. Like
Oh,
computer
I
class,
have
I
a
loved.
memory
memory from
Sitting in
like
computer
second
class.
Oregon
grade.
Trail. We would do Oregon Trail. We would do typing. We always had to first start with typing, and then when we were done, we could like play the games we wanted to. Oregon Trail was always fun.
AddictingGames.com.
Yeah, addictinggames.com.
The Impossible
No,
Quiz.
computer class was great until they started having computer class in high school, which you might not have had it anymore by
did.
then, did you? So
It wasn't as fun.
it was not fun because they made us do like
Projects.
Excel shit. Like it was just like
Yes.
all this shit in Excel,
Mine was like Google
all
Docs,
this.
like make a picture.
Yeah, we didn't like we
was
had
fun.
we had just regular ass Microsoft Word, and I remember just making so many. And I wasn't bad at that, so I was like pretty quick about it. But then it'd just be this like sheet of instructions of like open Excel, press save, and save as this, and
Yeah.
you had to save it specifically. And if you fucked up any of it at all, you'd get half off. You'd have to go back and do it again. Like it was like had to be 100% perfection. It was so fucking boring. And when we got older, it was terrible.
Yeah, computer class was fun when you were a kid because they just were trying to teach you how to type, even though we all knew how to type already.
Right.
So
Yeah.
they were really honing in on
Yeah,
that.
like I spent 1,000 hours on AOL Instant Messenger. Like I knew how to type, and they did not. They did not like when you typed out of turn. Like you know you had to type
Yeah.
the right way, and I was like, no, fuck this. I don't have to type
know
with
what
my
I'm fucking
fingers
doing.
glued here. Like that's just uncomfortable. Just type.
the
It's
sound
crazy.
of logging on to AIM or AOL.
Oh my
nostalgic.
god, the
Can we
dial-up
play
internet
that?
sound.
Can you play the logging on to that?
I never got
I want to bring
into
it up now.
AIM.
You weren't. First of all, you calling it AIM is the biggest red flag, and that
What is
makes
it
sense.
called?
AIM.
Oh, you call it AIM?
Yeah.
aim.
Okay. I had never been on that.
Oh my god, make it louder
There
again.
it is.
I just.
It's all the sounds.
We run it back from the log on.
Yeah.
Oh! And when
The
you would hear
feeling in
that
your
noise
stomach.
and you see it's your crush.
Yep. I
You
said the
see
feeling
the
in your
name.
stomach you get when
Oh
you
my
hear
God.
that
And
door
you're
open.
like, oh.
And it's you're like, oh shit, it's about to go down.
And then
we're going.
And then within 20 seconds, you get a hey.
Yeah.
Oh,
the hey.
God.
There's
It's
no
always,
feeling like it.
every guy, I swear, every single guy that was on AOL Instant Messenger either didn't change his font at all, or it was black background, red writing. That was it.
Always.
guys had, and maybe sometimes black background, green writing. Those are the only things as a guy that you could
Yes.
have as your font.
Oh my gosh, that
And like
really
bold
brought
and
back
italic,
something.
always bold and italic, so it was like extra manly.
The amount of time I spent on there was disgusting.
disgusting.
Like
disgusting
Facebook. I was
amount
just
of
on
time.
Facebook Messenger
No,
all the
but
time.
like that's. It would be AIM and Facebook at the same time. It was like,
Yeah.
we're going to go on AIM, and because AIM came first, and then it was like, well, we're going to go on AIM, but then we're going to talk, we're going to comment on each other's wall on Facebook.
Yeah.
And then we're going to jump back to AIM.
That's a lot.
The amount of like times I've been asked out over AIM.
Oh, just an endless amount. The amount of, do you
And
like
broken
me?
up
Do you
with?
like their?
Do you like
or
me?
who do you like? Yeah,
Who
who
do
do
you
you
like?
like? Always is who. do
And
you
waiting.
Like?
And you
Waiting
could
to
see when they're
know.
typing too.
Nothing was also more fun than when you were trying to figure out who someone liked by like asking friends of friends, you know, where it was like, hey, my friend likes your best friend, so like we're gonna talk and like set this up, or what do you think about this? Like going by way of the friends. I always thought that was so much fun because usually at that point you can flirt yourself and you're like, oh, like
Yeah.
I'm helping out my friend with your friend, but like you and I can chat like in the meantime, like blah blah blah. That was the that was the
but like
greatest.
what's up?
Yeah,
NMU.
yeah, NMU, NM. Haha, just waiting for the new Disney Channel original movie to
Watching
start.
Sweet Life.
Yeah, watching
G
Sweet
to
Life.
G. Gotta go.
Yeah, got to go.
And the profile.
So many away messages.
When they would put up away messages, and then in the away message, they would put the person they like at the bottom
Of course.
in white ink, and you have to highlight it over
You'd
to
have to
see who they
highlight
like.
it.
I talked about this before. When I would see Julia's name, my heart would stop. It was always
It's
me or
hard.
Julia. The guys it was always me or Julia.
They always do that shit. They always do that shit.
What happened to G2G? Because that was like the most commonly
It was
used
sick.
thing.
I'm gonna start
and then it's
using
just
it.
gone.
Yeah,
Gotta
I'm gonna start
go.
using it.
Nobody
I don't know.
leaves.
I feel
anymore.
like G2. Yeah, no, everyone's because we're all here. We're never gone. There's never
go.
like an ending point.
Yeah,
I've
because
noticed
there's not
that
like
recently.
an active in text. Like no one Facebook messages.
I didn't like when people did GTG.
No,
I
that's
liked
No,
the
the
T.
I hated
too.
GTG.
Kid I had a crush on did the T, and I was like,
Yeah, it's so annoying
crush
when they do
over.
that. You know,
Not
I've
really,
noticed
I was
something that
obsessed
doesn't
with
really
it.
have to do with nostalgia, but kind of to that point. There is no time where I'm like saying goodbye anymore. Like I feel like I'm in
Or
a
it's good night.
constant stream of conversation with everybody in my life at all times. Like I don't know when I'm ending a text message conversation. I don't know when, or if I even need to do that. Like I have a hard time with it. I'm like, I am just in constant communication with everybody all the time.
yeah, like, is anybody saying goodnight anymore?
Yeah, or like,
say
oh,
goodnight
gotta
to
go,
my
or
boyfriend.
like, oh, can't
But
chat
on
long.
the phone. Like
You say goodnight
I'm
to your
going
boyfriend on your phone, but when you're texting and you're like goodnight.
Hanging up on the phone is
yeah,
different.
maybe.
I
I'll
think.
But
be
what
like,
if you
"Good
fall
night."
asleep?
Well, then
What if
I
you
will.
don't even want to say goodnight to him?
Well, I do.
That's nice.
What if you want?
Well,
No,
I
I
do.
mean, what if you want to? What if you don't want to stop talking?
I'm
and
just
you
like
end up falling
talking like
asleep?
this. Yeah. Well,
Yeah,
That
yeah.
happens.
But then
I'm not.
all
I
you
don't
do
have
is-
to text them good night. I love you every night.
But then all you do is like roll over and you begin the conversation again. It's
Yeah,
like
you
it
wake
never
up
has
and you're
stopped.
like,
Like,
"Never
sorry, I fell
ends."
asleep anyway, and you just
Yeah.
like pick up right where you left off.
I used to do that on purpose
bruises.
in middle school. I would talk to this kid on BBM, and I would,
Of course.
like when I knew that I was like getting kind of sleepy or whatever, I would shut my phone off.
Ooh.
Smart.
And then I would in the morning I would turn it back on and I would have a message from him. So I would like feed myself messages.
Yeah.
And I'd
You're
be like,
like,
oops,
"Ooh."
sorry, fell asleep, and then the conversation would go.
Yeah, that's a
That's
good,
the greatest.
Smart move.
That's the greatest. Whenever you can manipulate a system like that. What about music? Music stuff. I feel like music is what makes me the most nostalgic. I am. You put a song in front of me. You put it on. I've heard that song. I can tell you exactly a memory that goes with it.
It almost annoys people how much I do this. Like
Yeah.
a song comes on, I have a story for the song.
Yeah, it's annoying. I can feel myself being annoying when I do it too. And I'm like, oh, you guys got to hear this, or oh, I reference like again another fucking ex-boyfriend like how many times? You know
so
what I mean?
many.
Like,
It's always
how
an
many?
ex-boyfriend.
How many times? Or oh shit, remember this? Like back in this grade, whatever. Like I was so heartbroken. Or
Holy
oh, we were
Grail?
so drunk that night. Or oh, blah blah blah. Holy Grail.
Holy Grail.
Mine's always,
Brings
oh,
me back to high
I made a
school.
dance
Yeah.
to this song with my cousins, and everyone's like, okay, cool.
Sick.
But I'm
yeah,
like, dude,
yeah.
I remember the moves and
Yeah.
everything. That's
Yeah.
my nostalgia with music.
Maybe we all need to start being more excited for us like to have these memories, you know,
it's
because whenever
fun,
other
yeah.
people have their own memories, I'm always like, oh yeah, that's cool, like fun memory, and then I kind of move on and think about myself again. But I think that maybe we should start celebrating. Like, oh shit, you remember that? Like that's
You
fucking
guys
crazy.
danced with your cousin
memory.
to that song?
Yeah, like that's
dope,
amazing.
dude.
Show us a
we should.
dance.
Come
Like do the
on.
dance right now. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like I don't know. Just we'll start
I
getting
know.
involved in each other's memories a little bit more.
Right. Like we should be happy that we even have the brain capacity to remember those things.
Right.
Yeah, we should be proud.
Completely.
Yeah.
Completely.
Share our memories with the world.
Bree, I had something for you actually. I don't have the article anymore. I gotta find it somewhere because this is from a couple weeks ago. But apparently,
Oh wait, as you're looking for that,
Yeah.
Devin texted us and said learning cursive or script.
Oh.
Very nostalgic.
very nostalgic, and also
You'll never need it in your life.
You'll never need it. Yeah, you'll
they
never
should have
need it.
just told you just need to learn how to sign your name.
I
I
almost
had to
right
take it for 12 years. I had
Yes.
to take it. It's so fucked up.
cursive. You had to take like a cursive class.
Yes.
Writing
For
class.
12
yeah.
years?
Wait,
Yeah.
what?
What?
We just like did it in English.
Oh,
Like
no, I had
there
writing
was like a
class.
section for cursive in like the second grade, and we just learned cursive.
No, we
So
had it
can you
every
write
year.
cursive right now? Like,
Yeah.
really?
I'm good at
Damn.
cursive.
Yeah, I'm pretty good at cursive too. But that's what we had to do that like. That
We
was
had it
just we were
forever.
only allowed to write in cursive like in second grade.
Mm-hmm.
Like that was the only thing we did. So we just did that. But now my handwriting is just it's
mix?
just half of
Yeah.
each. It's just a lot of swirls all the time. You can barely read it. But I don't know. I guess we don't need to write shit down anymore. I like to
No,
write
never
stuff because I like the way.
writing, but I never do.
Yeah, yeah. I only
like
get to. I
we're
only
really
do it
getting your
mostly with
thoughts
this when I write down with here, and sometimes I write other shit. But I stopped writing shit lately.
What'd you have for Brie?
Oh, so thank you. I was looking up nostalgia, and apparently Gen Z's favorite celebrity, thanks to Netflix and nostalgia, is Adam Sandler.
Oh, awesome! Yes,
He has
that's
taken
true.
the crown.
I
A new
love
survey.
him.
A new
Him
survey
and-
of
him and Phil made me
10,000.
cry today.
A new survey of 10,000 teenagers found out that their favorite celebrity is Adam Sandler. Yes, the Sandman is once again reigning supreme. It's probably because of nostalgia.
It's a sick fucking name.
His Netflix deal is kept in front and center in teens' favorite ways to consume entertainment. So he is somebody who's made it through nostalgia. I am also nostalgic when I think of Adam Sandler because my dad would like. My dad was like, "You have to see Billy Madison. You have to see Happy Gilmore.
Yeah.
Like you have to watch all those movies." And I did. And then we all just were
Double
huge Adam
whammy.
Sandler fans. Oh, forget it.
Big Daddy with
Daddy's
with
so-
Cole
with
Sprouse
Cole
and
Sprouse. Oh my
Adam
God.
Sandler.
Yes.
Right, that's just crazy.
Fucking
Like all
Click.
those movies were so good. I think, and Adam Sandler, I wouldn't maybe off the top of my head have thought that, but he is probably the guy who like he adapts to whatever group of people he needs to do. Like he was in Grown Ups, and he's the dad.
And now
He's
pronouncing Chuck
always-
Larry.
Yeah, he's always
good
playing
fucking
a
guy.
good role.
Actually,
so much so
Click
that
is a
everybody
good
loves him.
movie about nostalgia.
Click
Click is a good
Click
movie
is a
about
great
nostalgia.
movie
Oh,
about
that movie's
Full
nostalgia.
circle.
That movie's so fucking sad.
I've never seen Click just because people always talk about how sad it is.
Rhea, you gotta see it.
I love Christopher Walken.
Yeah, don't like that. I love
You have to
Christopher
see it.
Walken.
You have to see it.
But everyone always says how sad it is. Like
It's not
Marley
that-
and
it's not
Me.
incredibly
It has
sad.
it has like
Marley
a
and
sad
Me's
ending,
different.
but it's it's
The
worth,
dog dies,
It's
doesn't
worth
it?
the watch.
At Marley Me.
In Marley and Me, yeah.
But not in Click.
I don't think it dies in Click.
I think it like
dog.
almost does, and then they like rewind. And
Yes,
save it.
yes, that's what I'm thinking of.
Yeah.
I think so too. Or no, he jumps ahead to it dying, and then he's like, "No, I don't want to see this," and he
Rewind.
goes back to
or like skips it. Yeah.
yeah. Like
Okay,
goes-
I'll watch Click.
It's not.
You gotta
Sounds like
watch
a fun.
that.
Sounds like a fun.
you're gonna
movie.
Yeah,
you're
it
gonna
is.
cry your eyes out. I have one more topic that I think is interesting, and I really want to talk about with you guys. Are you getting any bit of pandemic nostalgia right now?
Nope.
I did when I
100%.
went home. Yes.
Like of I miss the pandemic.
Yes.
No.
I don't know if I am or not. I think some days.
It's only when I go home to Boston because
Yeah.
I'm like, oh.
Were
so
you there
cool.
for? Were you there for it?
Yeah.
Okay,
I was just like
that
in
makes
my
sense.
basement watching movies the whole time, and it was like so fun and isolated. And now I'm like, oh, I kind of miss that.
Yeah, people are out and about out here on the internet missing the pandemic for real. And I understand the sentiment, I think is what it is. Like I would love to be held up in my apartment for a couple weeks doing nothing with no obligations and we're all stuck. I think my favorite part of that whole thing was just the fact that I knew where everyone was and they weren't all hanging out without me.
You didn't
That was
feel
it.
bad,
That
and
is
you
true.
also
You
didn't
know what
feel
I
bad
mean?
about not doing anything because no one was doing anything.
Exactly. Like
you're
I
like,
felt
oh,
comfortable.
I don't have to be productive because no one's being
Right. I had no pressure to do anything. And so in that way, I get it. And I feel like people are talking about that a lot. But do I want another year where I'm locked inside my house? No, I don't want that.
At
I
this
would like
time
2
last
weeks.
year, I was maybe in the worst spot I've ever been in my entire life. So
That
I
was your bad spot.
hate it.
Yeah, you had a bad time at that time.
Yeah.
It was fun a little bit. Like, I liked that we could drink outside. Like all the it felt lawless. Like the city itself felt like very lawless. It felt like I could do
Sure.
whatever the hell I wanted, and it was just whatever.
But it didn't
no.
feel lawless. It felt like we had too many laws at one point.
Well, no, like when like
was
when
a
you went in the
little bit of
street,
both.
it was a little bit of both. Like when you
Yeah.
went in the street, and you can go up to
And you could
the
walk
windows
around.
and walk around with
Yes.
alcohol. Like that
Yeah,
to me
that
was
was
like
nice.
fucking crazy.
Yeah,
Like I was
yeah.
like, I can't believe this is happening. But so I got hung up on that. But yeah, there are a lot of people out there who are missing the pandemic. Wish they could lock us all back up.
No thanks.
People are looking forward to it.
Let's not do that.
I think that
let's
that's a
stay
bad
away
idea.
from that one.
I think it's a bad
like
idea.
a week is all I would want.
Yeah.
Maybe just a week rest. Everyone gets a week vacation.
It's like a snow
week
day.
pandemic, yeah.
Snow
Yeah.
day. That's
Yeah.
nostalgia.
Snow days are so
Why'd
good.
you bring us back down there?
I know.
There's
Snow days are
nothing
so
better than a
good.
snow day.
Do you guys also too remember? I don't know why I put these two together because I think of my young life all the time with Y2K panic. Were you guys around for that? Or were you too young for that?
Oh, I was 3 years old.
You were 3 years old in the year 2000?
Yeah, I was born in
I'm gonna
1997.
puke.
Oh, I was
What?
2 or 1.
I guess that makes sense. I didn't even think about that. I really wish I didn't bring that up. Oh, fuck.
How old were you?
How old was I? I was like 10. I was like in the middle of it.
You remember it?
I remember it well enough to write it. Like, ooh, the girls are really going to love Y2K panic.
I remember
Oh my
2012 when people thought the world was ending in 2012.
I remember
So
that.
we were
That
all
makes
like,
sense.
oh, we got to lose our virginities, but we
So,
didn't.
yeah,
until
okay,
after.
all
What
right.
was that thing, Coney?
Yeah.
Oh my God,
2012.
2020,
Joseph
Where
Kony.
the fuck did that guy go?
That was
That was
crazy.
just like a
was
side.
wild.
Yeah,
That
what
like
was
a-
that even?
That was like a fucking
was a-
No one even
diversion
knows.
to something else.
No one even knows. Well,
Talk
while
about
I'm
it.
throwing
I
up on
thought
myself.
I was stopping him myself and going to Africa.
In
and
the-
doing it. I really did. I had flyers. I brought flyers to school and was like, "We got to end this shit.
You gotta
now.
end it right now. It's got to
It's like,
stop
let's
today.
raise some money. I think we raised like
it stops today.
$74, and I'm like, we're gonna change the world.
Changing the world. You're gonna send it all to this random address to who knows who,
Yeah.
wherever they are. Well, the reason I brought it up is because Y2K was obviously 1999 going into the year 2000, and at that time, it was like we were told that we weren't going to be able to drive cars anymore. Like the way they described it to us on the radio, on TV, everywhere, it was like the entire world is going to shut down and civilization will end.
Why?
When the clock strikes midnight on the year 2000.
Oh, I never
like,
even knew
I don't
about
know
this.
because of computers. They were like the
I heard
computers
about
can't count above 999.
Yeah,
It was like the Mayan calendar was the
Yes.
2012 thing. It's like
Yes.
the Mayan calendar.
And it was
Yeah, the
crazy,
Mayan
but we were
calendar
all
shit.
so young. Like I was 10 years old. I was about to be. I was like 9 actually. I wasn't even 10 yet. And I remember going to my dad's friend's house and like hanging out with their kids, and we were all like talking about it. And they just kept like blasting it through the news and through the radio, and like everything that we saw was that the world was literally going to end. I remember sitting there and like that was the worst New Year's to date. Like I remember it turning New Year's.
we're
and I was
like learning about something for the
Yeah,
first
no,
time right
I know.
now.
And I remember being in their house, like being in my dad's friend's house, just like looking around, being like, "So what's gonna happen? Like, pick up the phone. Like, does this still work? Like,
going
freaking
on?
the fuck out. 'cause
How
we're
did
just
people
kids,
react
like,
after the clock struck 12 and everything was fine?
everybody felt like idiots.
Did
Like,
people go
so
crazy,
stupid.
though?
People went nuts.
I'm
They-
sure the people
they talked about it
rich
for a week.
People that were at like sick ass parties went fucking bananas.
I'm sure.
When everything was still around,
Right.
they had all their drugs. They probably snorted. They probably did all the drugs
All of
before
it. I was gonna
12.
say, that's a
because they were like, oh, the
OD,
world's
yeah.
gonna end. Let's just.
And then
People were
everyone
like,
just OD'd. They
people were
"Fuck,
like,
we
were like
could've lived."
stocking up as if for a storm. Like it was like, oh, we're gonna be locked in our houses for a
my
while because
God.
it's gonna traffic lights aren't gonna work. Like we can't do shit. Like it was crazy. It felt like the apocalypse was coming, and I was like too old to be like not understanding it, but too young to really get
What's happening.
the hype, you know?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
I think that was the first time I ever was a part of something or felt like I was a part of like mass panic, mass hysteria. You know what I mean? Like it was that. And it was fucking insane. And I can't believe that, like,
I can't believe we didn't get to witness something.
I
like
can't believe that
That's
either. And that was a
crazy.
really stupid question because obviously you'd only be that young. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
Holy shit. But that was a crazy thing. And that I get not nostalgic for that, but I think about it in a way of like, oh, that shaped like a whole year of my life. Like it was like, especially that last 6 months leading up to the year 2000, there was like, okay, well, you better get your fucking affairs in order, 9 years old, because
You better get a
shit's about to get
job.
rocked.
You
Yeah.
better get your
figure it out.
license.
Yeah, so you got to pick out some tasks.
figure
I was
it
like,
out.
I was making friendship bracelets as fast as I could, being like, at least I can make this a business if I need. Oh my God, the
That's
stress.
really
The
funny.
stress at such an age, it was insane. It
That's
was
so
insane.
funny. Wow. I wish we got to experience that.
Yeah,
we
I
just
wish
had
you guys did
2012.
too.
Probably not.
Do you guys feel, before we get into voicemails, do you guys feel extra nostalgic when you are around little kids?
No.
I think
Holidays
I do.
make me extra nostalgic. That's
Holidays
about it.
for sure. Holidays for sure. Whenever kids are around, I usually, once I'm done like rolling my eyes, I usually will come back in and I'm like, all right, the kids are fun and like they're being cute and they're always adorable. And then they start like, they'll maybe do something, or the parent will do something like bring them a plate or bring them some kind of food, and you like recognize it, or you're like, oh, that's like a a little kid thing that I remember from my childhood, or I remember from my brother, or I remember from something, and it's always a weird.
It just sparks a
I never
memory.
come back after the eye roll. I just leave.
Yeah. Yeah. That's like what I should be doing. I shouldn't be getting sucked back in by these monsters, but sometimes it happens. But all right, would you ladies like to get into a couple voicemails?
Yeah.
I would love that.
Fabulous. Before we get into voicemails and we hear from our lovely listeners all their stories of nostalgia whenever they want to talk about, I need to talk to you ladies about some sexy stories.
Ooh.
Are you girls into sexy stories?
I am.
Good
Well,
sexy
then
story.
dipseastories.com is for you. Dipseastories.com is an app also and a website you can go to it where you can listen to their audio stories. So imagine yourself, I'm personally right now, I am listening to Harry Potter and the Goblet of Fire on audiobook. I'm listening to it myself. It's fantastic. I forgot how much I love listening to it because I can do other things while I'm walking around, and I listen to that book mostly just so I can get some stuff done. But you can listen to some sexy stories and get some other things done too. You know what I'm saying, girls? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So if you go to Dipsea, Dipsea, stories.com/hi, you can get yourself a free 30-day trial. And you can also extend the free trial if you go back again using code HI. It's fantastic. You better go in there. Go ahead, listen to it. Just get yourself off. We gotta do that. You know what I mean? We all
Make
need that a
yourself
little
feel
bit.
good.
The sexy stories
Gotta
are
do what
good.
you
Go
gotta do.
ahead, go to yourself, dipseastories.com/hi. All right, girls, let us get into the voicemails. Noah, would you please play home videos first?
Hey, Rhea, Kelly, and Bree. This is Jackie. I am calling in for the nostalgia episode. And literally right when I saw your Instagram that it was nostalgia for N, this is what I thought of. So, home movies from your childhood. So sweet, such a great concept, but whenever I watch them, I literally fall into a depressive episode for 2 weeks. I don't know why. They make me want to cry. I just miss being that young, I guess. But I don't know, I can't, yeah, that's pretty much it. Okay. Have a good day. Bye.
I love when people don't know how to end the
Yeah,
voicemails.
I know.
I think she's spot on. I
much, yeah.
don't know if I said this out loud before, but I think that nostalgia is just it's melancholy in general, like how Noah was saying too, where you're just a little sad. You're just a little sad about it. You are thinking of these sweet memories, but I personally do not like home movies myself. I was with her. That's why I chose that one. Do you guys like them?
I have so many, and I love, I want to watch them, but they always make me fucking cry. And I
Yeah.
feel like a weirdo because I'll be watching with my family, and I'm just crying. No one's dead in them.
Right.
I just feel like all those people are dead.
Right,
now.
and it's weird.
They don't make me that sad.
Oh, they make me so
I
sad.
always
don't like
laugh
them.
really hard.
The only home movies that I if I have old videos of me and my friends when we're younger, those are fine.
Oh,
Like, that's
those are
whatever.
fine,
It's
yeah.
the ones that are me
Family.
really young and my parents talking to me as a real baby, where
Yeah.
I'm oh, I don't know, something about it. It's not that it makes me uncomfortable, but it
Is
makes
that
me
your
sad.
parents are getting older and
Yeah, you think about
that's
damn, that was so
weird.
long ago, and then you think fuck, that was so long
That was
ago,
so
and
long-
now these hoes don't even know Y2K, and it's I might as well just die right now. You know
I
what
had
mean?
a disease when I was a kid, and so there's a lot of home videos of my parents talking to me when I had a disease, and they're like, how are you today? And I'm like, I'm okay, mommy.
No,
and it's
stop.
so sad.
I mean, that's fucking depressing.
No, it is.
Like-
it's that one. I will say it's very sad, and it's a Christmas video too.
Oh
and
my
we laugh
God.
about it now because I have these bruises all over my body. Whatever. It's fucking sad.
I mean, that's crazy.
Yeah.
I don't know. I guess it. I would have to put myself in the mindset of my parents or anybody in that time. Video cameras are the hotness. If you had a
Oh my
camcorder,
God,
it was
crazy.
everything.
Yeah.
And but I guess now it's you film everything. You pull out your phone you see your food looks good, you take a picture. Every single thing you do, you film. What back then constituted we got to break out the camera for this.
I know.
And I feel so many
Everything.
videos were weird.
Yeah.
They didn't need all that shit.
No, but they did.
Yeah,
They did.
Mm-hmm.
Because then we wouldn't have them.
crazy. All right, let's go to Lindsay Lohan.
Hi, I'm Tori. I'm a, longtime fan of the pod. I'm calling in for nostalgia because all I kept thinking about was how literally any Lindsay Lohan movie gets me so nostalgic. She has fucking slap. She has great movies. Fucking Confessions of a Teenage Drama Queen, Parent Trap, Freaky Friday. What else is there? Mean Girls, Kirby Fully Loaded. That bitch has hits. And every single one takes me back to a sleepover. I literally can picture it in my mind the first time I've seen every single movie. So anyway, love you, Lilo. You're the fucking goat of nostalgia. Have a great day, ladies. Thanks. Bye.
Big
She does
time.
have some bangers.
Big time respect for Lindsay Lohan.
Her album Speak.
She's just
or Don't
childhood.
Speak.
Forget it.
I think
Forget
it was
it.
Speak. No, it was
Don't
definitely Speak. No, Don't Speak is the No Doubt song. Speak. It was Speak by Lindsay Lohan. It was like one of the first CDs I ever got.
Rumors. The song is Rumors,
Yes,
right?
great song.
Shout out what was it? Metamorphosis
Metamorphosis is Hilary Duff. That was my first concert
That was
ever.
my first fucking album. I loved it.
I love that so much. Wait, hold on. I want to see her CD name, just so we get it right. Oh, I typed in CD name. Speak. Yes. Correct. Speak. Lindsay Lohan was another one who was like, Parent Trap. Obviously, we loved her in that. She was amazing, iconic movie, whatever. And then when she got old, she was like hot, and it was like,
Yes.
whoa, who's this
I
girl
know.
that I want to dress
Yeah.
exactly like for the rest of my
Yes.
life? Mean Girls, I think, is like a.
It's me.
You have to put Mean Girls on like a top 5 of all time, right? Like it deserves it.
Of all movies.
It's so smart. It was the idea
Yeah.
was great. Like everything about it was good. The fashions of the time are good. Like everything about it is fantastic. And I think that we don't think about Lindsay Lohan's like fall from grace too much. Like we're always like, Lindsay. Like I feel like she's highlighted more now as a mess, and we forget that she ran the
She was a
fucking
fucking
shit.
queen.
She
Lindsay
ran it.
Lohan had it all.
I had it all, and she had all my attention. She had everybody's attention. She was
Yeah.
amazing.
Her and Amanda Bynes.
Amanda Bynes. Amanda Bynes.
I didn't want to bring it up, but
No,
had to.
she's-
You
she's-
say Lindsay Lohan, you got to bring up
She's
Amanda
another
Bynes.
icon. Amanda Bynes is an icon. Like I don't,
Yes.
I don't care.
Absolutely.
I remember her for the good years, not the bad years. I'm gonna do the same with Lindsay Lohan. Okay, let's wrap it up with the last one: vape nostalgia.
Howdy, bitches. I'm Sarah calling from sunny San Diego. And I was wondering if you guys ever get vape nostalgia. And I'm not sure if this is like just something that me and my friends know about or talk about, but it's this concept that just like certain vape juices, certain puff bars will just bring you back to a specific time in your life. And it's like kind of crazy how shit can happen like that. Like certain smells, certain tastes can bring you back to like specific memories. So yeah, I'd love to hear your guys' thoughts about that and hear if you guys have any vape nostalgia. See you guys. Hopefully I hear this later or else I'm gonna cry. Okay, bye ladies.
That could have took a turn.
Yeah, I forgot about that part of her thing. This one does. I feel like doesn't apply to me so much.
I
Just 'cause
doesn't apply to
specifically
me
had
either.
vape nostalgia.
Yeah, do you have? I say of
With
course.
my fucking ex-boyfriend, I started juuling way too young. And remember the fruit medley pods, like the
of
red
course,
ones?
of course.
When I hit one like a year after, and it like shot me back to like being in a room with my ex-boyfriend saying, "Oh, I just got like my first buzz off of the Juul. It's so gross."
That's really funny. That's really
Yeah.
funny.
I don't have that at all. I
Yeah.
was not really a vapor.
I was a vapor, and then I quit, and then I was like, "Oh, I remember."
I feel like I'm missing out on some vape nostalgia.
The vape nostalgia is good. I didn't think I would have vape nostalgia until you just said the flavor thing, because I did one time. Maybe like 6 months ago, I found an old Juul pod with like a little bit of pod left in it, or a little bit of juice, and I threw it in my Juul, and it was cucumber flavored, which no longer exists. You
Throwback,
can't have that anymore, and that threw me right back. But only a couple years. Like I didn't think about it, but that's that makes sense. If you use those big ass vapes, like those
rigs.
the whole fucking thing that it's like it's just like
Huge.
clouds of smoke and you look like a dickhead. Yeah, those
You
are
have a truck if you have one of those.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, you have
sure.
a truck. You wear hats exclusively. Like it's just there's this very specific type of person. That's who you are, and that's the kind of nostalgia you're gonna get with the vapes. So thank you to everybody who called in. As usual, if you want to call in for next week, the topic is observations. I think this is the first time we have the topic.
Yes.
While I planned
Yes.
it. Yeah, so this is nice. So observations, if you want to call in, it's 551-258-3436.
We're having a good